Fueled by Deathcast.
When I initially had gone to Connolly and Company, I said, look, I have this idea that when Bosch is undercover and he's at this compound in the Salton Sea, that he encounters this feral dog. And the dog ultimately is sort of, symbolic of Harry. I mean, it's sort of Harry's spiritual animal. Mm-hmm. In that here's a creature not unlike Harry when he was on the streets as a kid, that has managed to survive. And that ultimately, I said, so the relationship occurs that Harry recognizes this dog as a kindred spirit. He rescues the dog to a certain degree. He comes between one of the bad guys and the dog when the guy wants to kill the dog. The dog ultimately sort of returns the favor twofold, alerting him to the presence of the first bad guy that tries to come and shiv him when he's on the bus. And then when the three bad guys show up for the big showdown to kill Harry in his house. So there was some hemming and hawing, and then they kind of went, you know what, this is a good idea. And I'm very grateful that they decided to do it. And I said, but I really think this has got to be a hardy animal, and I think it should be an Australian cattle dog, because we need to believe that this creature could survive, and that's a robust creature. So then I remember getting the first draft of the final episode, in which it was left that Harry's alone in the house, and he opens up the Daisy Clayton box and flips through the murder book, and we smash to black. And I called up the writer and I went, whoa, wait a minute. No. Where's the thing with the dog? Because I also said the dog should run away when they come. And so that way it creates some level of peril. And for the dog, the audience will go, wait a minute, where's the dog? But we got to bring the dog back. I said, if you don't have that dog come back, people are going to just say, forget it. That's an old Yeller scenario. Don't do that. And I had posted pictures on Twitter early on when we cast the dog. And if you saw on Twitter, I mean, endless posts of people said, if anything happens to that dog, I will never watch the show. Yeah. And I just thought that it was also, I didn't want it to be a big saccharine scene where Harry comes running out of the house and, hey, boy, and we close with that. I wanted it to be the way that Ernest Dickerson so beautifully realized it, with us pulling back and just seeing the silhouette in the back of Coltrane, and then him coming and running into the house. And then we smashed to black. And with that killer Deftones song in the background, Be Quiet and Drive Far Away. And the dog was really green. Originally, I brought my daughter to work with me that day because the trainers were bringing in different animals. And they brought in a couple of other mutt dogs that were interesting. But when I saw the cattle dogs, I went, no. This is Mad Max's dog, man. This is the Road Warrior dog. And it's an Easter egg to Max as well. And we even did like a sort of an iconic picture of Harry walking with a cane with the dog next to him. Mm-hmm. And the leg brace thing and all of that. I know it wasn't lost on you. But and so I had chosen Brody, which is the actual name of the dog that plays Coltrane's father, but he was a little bit of advanced age, and they were concerned that he might not be hardy enough to deal with some things. So we chose his son, but he was really green. So production had to throw a lot of money at getting this dog kind of up to snuff and training him to do, some very, very simple things. But he's awesome. And he's, as you saw, Amazon gave him his own spinoff trailer thing.
Detective, this case has got us both chasing our tails.
Drop it.
It was kind of a great metaphor that Harry saves the dog, and the dog in turn rescues Harry and rescues him, not only saves his life, but rescues him from himself, nurtures and enriches Harry's soul. And yeah, he's back. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of lines, but he's in evidence, and he's just he's a great addition to the whole kind of Harry Bosch world.